Today we are going to talk about a topic some of you may have seen or heard of, or maybe not, but either way, chances are you were or will be as shocked as I was hearing about this. So, I like to get right into it, so let's chat. Alright, first thing is first. This is Ashley Guillard, also known as Ashley is in the Book of Life on TikTok. And she solves mysteries. She's got, at this point, 115,000 followers. She also thinks she is God in the flesh. It will make a lot more sense. It makes a lot more sense for me, and it will for you. You just wait. So, it all started with really according to the lawsuit ahead, several videos posted on this Ashley is the Book of Life account. The first video being captioned, Solving the Mysterious Deaths Part 8.
Solving Mysterious Deaths, Episode 8, Uncovering the 4 Idaho College Students. Solving Mysterious Deaths, Episode 8, Solving the Mystery of the 4 Idaho College Students who were found murdered. The reading starts off describing a person who recently had to relocate, a change of residence, lost out on maybe a dorm room or some type of resident opportunity for school. This person is studious. This person is quiet-natured. This person is studious. A hard worker, someone that other students can rely on. This could even have been an overseer of the students, so it could have even been somebody who worked at the dorms or something like that. So this student was having doubt and despair, making a mountain out of a molehill type energy over the problems that they were having regarding one of the 4 college students and the residents. This person may have felt humiliated over something, but there was some type of disappointment or defeat that led to despair and embarrassment. What the 4 college students, or one of them at least, were doing were just college stuff. It says petty annoyances, unavoidable problems. The problems weren't being solved in a timely manner, stagnation. It looks like one of them was highly sexually active, so it was a lot of sexual activity, and this bothered this person, the killer, one of the killers. It was at least 2 killers. Person was worried about his or her well-being. I believe it was a male student that we're talking about here. But now let's talk about the other killer. She was anxiety prone, emotional, jealous, deceitful, lacked confidence. She felt powerless. She felt restricted regarding a relationship that she desired that she could not get. It says unexpected failure. So this either was a breakup or just devastation that she could not get who she wanted to get. Honestly, it looks like the expectation of power, of wealth, of a life, of an affluent life, that just wasn't going to happen. So then there's the proposition that she goes to this student who initially either had to relocate or lost a job or something like that regarding one of the 4 college students. She tells him, here's a way you can make things right. It's like making right past wrongs, so to speak. Maybe the person lost their job and she's like, well, this is how you can make things right. Since you did this, this is how you can fix it. And the fix was an invitation to kill very harshly, warlike killing of the 4 Idaho college students. So the proposition was to make amends for your mistakes. This is what you can do. And he took the bait.
The most imminent detail is the fact that she literally used tarot cards to somehow come up with this extreme story. Rebecca Schofield is a professor that teaches at the school that the tragically murdered Idaho students went to. This poor woman who has been targeted for what? I have no idea. I'm interested to know if this Ashley girl somehow knew Rebecca or something previously. It doesn't seem like it, but why would you do this to a person that you did not know?
This is the teacher who potentially had the 4 Idaho students killed. She's the one who ordered the execution. As you can see from here, she may have been a part of LGBTQ community, and she may have dated Kaylee or wanted to. Rebecca's thoughts about receiving consequences for her actions, about dating a student, whatever she had going on with Kaylee, it was all in her head. Kaylee wasn't thinking about her. So everything she was going through, worried about what was about to happen to her, these were all negative energies and thoughts that were playing in her head. It was self-criticism. It was her own thoughts that got the best of her. And she took her own thoughts out on. At the end of the day, Kaylee may not even have said anything about whatever happened between them. People keep saying they've reported and emailed my post to the killer, Rebecca Schofield. And by killer, I mean the killer of the 4 Idaho college students who ordered their execution. You have to realize that I don't just do this for clout or because I have an opinion. I have a gift. I have the ability to read into minds, read into past events, and into the future. So know that I'm not worried about you reporting to the killer. I know what she's gonna think when she sees it. I know what she's gonna do. And I know why she did what she did. She's very paranoid, anxiety-prone personality. Her paranoia is what led her to ordering the execution. She has severe control issues. She was so worried about her reputation, her accolades, her respect, her possessions. But she's gonna lose it anyway because she went about it the wrong way.
I still think it is really strange. Anyway, at some point, Miss Rebecca Schofield started fighting back. She filed a lawsuit, which is not surprising. This is like almost defamation. It is defamation, slander. I mean, accusations of murder of students. I mean, unless there is evidence, there isn't. Let me just say that now. There is not any evidence. There's not. I'm so shocked. I can't even imagine ever just picking a person and that's it. Ruin their lives with these kinds of accusations, especially with a platform and 115,000 followers. I think at the time it was 105,000 followers, but either way. I mean, it's insane. Not to mention the actual victims, how they must feel seeing someone making such a mockery of their horrific, untimely deaths. The families, it's disgusting. And listen, not the fact that tarot cards were used, that's anyone's personal choice. I am not against tarot cards. This is actually quite a bad take on tarot cards. But in this type of situation, for this purpose, tarot cards are not an investigative resource. Let's move on, because the thought of the suffering that this has definitely 100% for sure caused Rebecca, but the victims' families, it's infuriating how this makes tarot users look as well. Oh, let's just keep going. So after Miss Schofield sued Ashley the goat, according to her profile, Ashley was literally unfazed. I mean, unfazed.
Also, have y'all noticed that I haven't been sued? So that's why some demand letters you take serious, especially if you really did do something wrong. But the ones that are used as a scare tactic, I'm about to put this demand letter Rebecca Schofield attorney sent me by the tissue so I can wipe my ass with it. Okay, so I spoke too soon. This is the case request for filing for a lawsuit against me from Rebecca Schofield. I'm not stopping, so let's just start there. But 2, this is giving us information about what her alleged alibi is for the night of the murder, and now I have information about what she's saying her alibi is. I'm gonna dig deep into that too. Also, why does she need 3 lawyers for me? 3 lawyers. Why does she need such a big defense team if she's so innocent? Why does she need all of that for me? You can screenshot this, but this is her complaint and those are her lawyers. You can Google that document. You can Google Schofield versus Guillard or Ashley Guillard, Idaho, and it'll pull up. Why does she need 3 lawyers for little O/big O, for real, me? Now I'm gonna use my brain to see what's coming from this.
This is interesting because honestly, the nerve, either she is deep into her faith into those cards or ignorant, unaware of the proper time one's mouth should remain shut, or in my opinion, desperate for all the wrong kinds of attention. No matter the reason, Ashley Guillard persisted, continuing to double down. She literally is doubling down. According to Ashley, Rebecca Schofield is also going to jail. Check this out.
First of all, I'm not worried about Rebecca Schofield suing me because she will be using her resources to fight for murder cases. She ordered the execution. Therefore, that's where her resources will be, fighting for murder cases. So since you are so pressed, let's ask the spirit, how many years will Rebecca Schofield get in prison? Okay, so it appears that she's gonna lose her job first. Then she's gonna go to jail, and while she's in jail, she's gonna be either physically and mentally ill, some sort of depression or illness. It looks like she's gonna spend the rest of her life in prison because it then starts talking about all these events that's gonna happen while she's behind bars. Life events. You know, like the people that she loved previously and was connected to previously, having other children, getting other people pregnant, getting married, stuff like that. You may even have some sort of same-sex marriage in prison.
I mean, you would think things cannot get much worse, but you would be mistaken. Yes, things get worse. So this is Jack DeCour. He is an ex-boyfriend of one of the victims of the Idaho murders. I also want to say really quickly, I'm not actually going to get into that case because I don't want this mess any more associated to these innocent people than it already is. And I want to adamantly say he has been cleared. Jack DeCour has been cleared by the police. He is not a suspect at all in any way. In fact, the real killer is this person. But Jack DeCour is just as disrespected as Miss Schofield.
These are the 2 people who partnered to kill the 4 University of Idaho college students. Rebecca Schofield, associate professor and chair of the history department, and Jack DeCour, Kaylee's ex. So I was interested in knowing more about the partnership between Rebecca Schofield and Jack DeCour to see how they came together to plot and execute the murders of the 4 Idaho college students. Again, her paranoia about being caught up with whatever she had going on with Kaylee is what led her to do this. So she reached out to Jack, maybe even made a phone call to him. So before she was the chair of the history department, she may have been a guide for arts major or some type of other major, arts entertainment, that he was a part of, and that's how they connected. Anyway, she made a phone call to him, and he was unsure. He was like, is this her? It was like a mysterious woman, but she obstructed his path. She blocked him. He didn't say nothing until he was sure, but it was her. She offered him so many promises. It says a chance for a new life, a chance to grow on a stronger foundation, opportunities, a chance to start again and start anew, to give him necessary resources.
This guy literally has to grieve the loss of losing an ex. Even though it is an ex, it still can be very hard. I know this from literal experience. Then also to be accused of carrying out a murder you're accused of being hired to do. The weight on his shoulders, he would have been worried about being a suspect. He would have to be worried about so many things. This is an absolute nightmare. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, the things that would be happening for Jack DeCour would almost be worse than Rebecca. I mean, either way, it's really bad. I mean, Rebecca is a professor at the college where these students were murdered. There is a love triangle, and then she hired Jack DeCour to carry out these murders. It is this. You are more than welcome to go look on her page if you would like. It is insanity. So clearly no shame. I mean, apparently she even has kids. This woman, Ashley, has her own children. I don't know if she just honestly believes that this can't go anywhere, but that's not true. She can eventually get in legal trouble for this, and it could wind her up in jail in the long term if she keeps going. It's horrible for the targets of Ashley's delusions. It's terrible for all of their families, the victims and their loved ones. It's even terribly sad for Ashley's children and her family or friends. I mean, what would you do in any of these people's situations? Honestly, one thing, no matter what, all around, it would be so unbelievable that this was actually happening, whether you were Rebecca or Jack and this was being thrust upon you with no merit. It's absolute insanity. But also for Ashley's family, if I was her child or if I was her, sibling or mother or father, I can't speak for any of those, but if it was me, I would be thoroughly embarrassed. At this point, you would think that Ashley would realize she is sorely mistaken, maybe admit her fault, apologize. Nope. She is doing quite the opposite, actually. I mean, Ashley Guillard is even fending off insanity accusations, although after everything I've seen, I beg to differ.
Anyway, a lot of people in the comments have been calling me schizophrenic. So I took liberty in looking it up because the people calling me schizophrenic in the comments can't even spell it, I guarantee. So anyway, it says delusions, hallucinations, and so I'm reading some of this stuff. Now, some of this stuff is absolutely ridiculous and that does not apply to me, but I'm reading some of this stuff, and this is exactly why I do not trust the medical industry, nor do I trust mental health professionals. They have literally been programmed by their education in their schools to treat right brain dominant people who are gifted, like they are crazy. So because they lack in the ability to enhance their right brain and they can only learn through programming of the world of their left brain, they treat right brain dominant people like we have a mental health problem instead of acknowledging the fucking genius that we have to offer. So I call myself a genius and suddenly I'm schizophrenic because I can do better than you can. Is it ego? So I was getting a message that Rebecca Schofield and Jack DeCour was planning another attack on someone. And so it did seem like, I'm like, are they trying to attack me? Was the question. And I think it was a plan to hurt me because I had a dream and it was them two speaking and they were like, she was like, we're gonna have to kill her. But of course, I'm not worried about anything like that because stay ready, you don't have to get ready. But here's my issue. The cards depicted the person that they were going to attack as a pregnant woman. So now I'm sitting here like, do I need to take a pregnancy test?
She must be insane, right? A lot of these TikToks were filmed before December 30th. Actually, probably over 100 TikTok videos accusing Rebecca Schofield and Jack DeCour of conspiracy, murder for hire, and murder. Hundreds of videos filmed before December 30th. Then Ashley was hit with the lawsuit. Honestly, I'm surprised it was just one because Jack DeCour
is so clever and manipulative that he has the parents of the people he killed believing him. These are the two people who partnered to kill the 4 University of Idaho college students. Rebecca Schofield, Associate Professor and Chair of the History Department, and Jack Decor, Kaylee's ex.
Not a lot. I've not heard a lot of people talking about him, but he is in, he would have been in the same situation as Rebecca. He was actually the ex-boyfriend of one of the victims. He would have been suspect to begin with, right? Because he was close to the victim. And then to have somebody else just hammering down that he did this because he was hired to, ugh, disgusting. Like I said, I'm surprised there was only one lawsuit. And as you saw, she didn't care about the lawsuits. You would be right to assume that she didn't. A lot of the info that I've seen said radio silence from Ashley since December 30th, 2022. So after December 30th and the things with the lawsuit from Rebecca got serious, she kind of kept quiet for a little while. I think in the beginning maybe Ashley thought this was just not going to go as far as it has, but it did. But as of today, and today is January 11th when I am recording, Ashley is back without remorse.
People just don't get it. Like, I've been against people, big and small, corporations and giants and systemic policies and racism, and won. They all regret coming against me. All of them. Now Rebecca is going to be added to that list of regretful people. You should have known better than to think I would leave. You should have known better than to doubt Ashley. It don't matter if I'm up, matter if I'm down. Either way, I'm gonna be around. You should have known that I would stay by your side. You should have known your girl was gonna ride or die. And it just don't matter if you're rich or poor, out or in. Doing 5 to 10, you should have known better. I would have blew that if I could sing, but y'all should have known better. TikTok had me banned. Y'all know what? It's light at the end of the tunnel because this is showing a pattern of behavior. So Rebecca Schofield and her team wanted to serve me. They wanted to do something to harm me, to silence me, right? So they contact my ex, so offers him money so that he can do something to betray me for money. Like I said, this lady uses her resources. Are y'all not seeing the pattern? When she wanted something bad, when she wanted to silence Kaylee, she wanted something bad to happen to her, she contacted her ex and offered him money so that he could sacrifice her for his financial gain and for his gain of his career. Are we not seeing a pattern of behavior here? It's like obvious at this point. She wanted to silence me. She contacts my ex for money so that he can betray me. She wanted to silence Kaylee. She contacts her ex so he can betray her. Past behavior predicts future behavior.
These videos are from 3 or 4 days ago today, which is January 11th. As you can see, she is not going to stop, or it doesn't look as if she's going to stop. She has literally lost her mind, or is that just what she wants us to think? Insanity would be great to plea at any point, right? And maybe when it comes to that court case, Ashley will be saying, I am quite insane. I have seen videos of her being called schizophrenic, but that could actually maybe eventually turn out better for her. I don't think Ashley is insane. I think she knows exactly what she's doing. I want to really explain my opinion. Personally, I believe Ashley Guillard is well aware of just exactly what she's doing. Unless Ashley is just plain stupid, she knows. She has children. She could try to empathize and then apologize, but she doesn't care. Attention is king. Clout, the feeling of all these eyes on you. And let me tell you, I looked at hundreds of her TikToks. I went through them myself because I was, like I said, shocked at the fact that this is actually happening. Rebecca Schofield and Jack DeCour are not the only crimes. Like, these are not the only people, and the Idaho murders are not the only crime she's trying to solve. She's putting her 2 cents into all kinds of cases. I saw one about the Migos. I know there are other people that she's been talking about. So don't assume she will ever stop. She has believers too, like people in the comment sections that are like playing into her delusions. All of this for what? Thoroughly disrespecting very recent murder victims and all their loved ones, and not to mention I don't know what to call it, even her empathy or support or pure ignorance of the actual murder of these precious souls. Just take a look.
So I already posted this on my website and on my backup page, but anyway, the night of the murders, Rebecca Schofield was trying to get in touch with Jack DeCour. She was having anxiety and control issues because he was not communicating with her. Before he committed the murders, he stole Murphy back. He cared more about Murphy than he did the money. He just felt like money, like the most important thing was Murphy to him. So anyway, so he spent some time in introspection before he committed the crimes to make sure it was something that he wanted to do. Again, getting Murphy back brought emotional satisfaction and fulfillment to him. So the rest of the stuff, he had to think if he really wanted to do it. So he started thinking about what his life was like in his glory days when he was winning, when he was playing tennis and he was winning. And he wondered if life could ever be that good again. And again, with this experience with Rebecca Schofield, she told him that it could be possible for him to play again and for him to win again. So he just sat and thought about it for a while, and he was not answering Rebecca Schofield. She thought he wasn't committing the crimes, so she panics. She goes back to the drawing board and she tries to figure out a solution to the problem. When she went back to the drawing board, she thought, who can I call? She felt like she had multiple options, and one of those options she felt was Brian Kohlberger. She contacts Brian Kohlberger, again, using her book Creative Arts app, sends him a link and sends a coded message as if she needed his expertise, like he was aficionado, and she needed his expertise and the conclusion of it or whatever. So he opens it up and he's reading the messages and he's like, what do you want? Speak directly, speak clear. What do you want? What do you need me to do? And she tells him what to do without telling him who she was. He wanted to know who she was, but she did not tell him who she was. She just said what he would receive if he was to go commit the murders. And in the book it says there will be a girl, and she's describing who he needs to go and murder. So he goes to, but she also tells him not to assume anything when he gets there, because Jack DeCour would be there or potentially be there. So when he gets there, Jack DeCour is already committing the crimes. He's not answering Rebecca Schofield because he's literally busy committing the murders. So she was making a mountain out of a molehill for nothing and implementing another solution to a problem that wasn't there. And therefore then they have Kohlberger, who now knows Jack DeCour committed the murder. So Jack DeCour did not want a partner, did not want to share his whatever reward he was going to get for it. So Kohlberger leaves, tells them to forgive each other, leaves. And Jack DeCour continues the crimes as planned. But then after that, they realized they had the issue of Kohlberger. He knows what they did. And so that's why Kohlberger eventually got sent off to the police. This is crazy, and this is why you simply cannot just leave it up to the police. So this is the list of people that the police have cleared. On the list is a man that called numerous times in the hour before their death. Jack, right? Jack DeCour, however you say his name. He's the killer, but they've cleared him. They want y'all to not listen to nobody else but them, official reports, but they've cleared the killer.
This might sound a little different because I'm actually editing currently, but are you kidding? Cleared the murderer. Do you see the insanity that this is crazy? I mean, absolute insanity. She literally said, they don't want you to listen to anybody but the police. Who else would you listen to? Do you see what I mean? This is absurd. I can't even imagine. I am so sorry for her actions. Even if she won't say it, I'm sorry to everyone that it's affected. Attention seeking should never go this far. Defamation, support of a murderer, blatant disrespect of the victims' families. This is why you see videos knocking true crime content. It really is, because videos like hers exist. The worst part is the unwillingness to show remorse. No apology. She does not care. But that's where I'm going to stop today. I feel like me, along with some of my favorite creators, are only giving Ashley Guillard exactly what she wants: attention. And that's the last of it that she's going to get from me. You all are welcome to do what you please with this information. I just wanted to share it, and I wanted to say that Rebecca Schofield is not the only person being affected here. Jack Decor is also a human being and has lost people he cared about and is being accused of actually murdering them, not hiring someone to murder them. No, Jack Decor is being accused of carrying out the crime himself. I just wanted to mention that because I haven't heard people say that. I mean, people say it, but I don't think people are putting enough emphasis on it. He is also affected. I am unsure why a lawsuit is not filed against Ashley Guillard by him, but that may still be to come. That's it for me. If this does progress, I may talk about it again, but probably not, because I don't want to give this woman any more attention. This is insanity. I think she should reap the consequences of her words, and hopefully Rebecca Schofield is going to get justice for her name, and Jack Decor as well. Alright, thanks for tuning in for this video. I will be back soon with more interesting topics. Let's just say that, because who knows what it's going to be about now. Alright, I hope you guys have a great day. See you soon.